What's going on, everyone? It's Token back with our VGC Battle Spot Climbing the Ladder series, as today we are still using our Togedemaru team, and as promised I did want to get you guys 2 episodes out today, considering that we missed the majority of this week. It's already Friday, and this is a very fun team. I think it's a solid team as well, so I definitely wanted to make sure to showcase this team and but do it in a timely manner so that we can still next week have our actual special guest here for you all on the channel. So thank you for tuning in. If you do enjoy today's episode, please do leave a like. Really does go far helping the channel, and subscribe for more VGC content as well as lots of other Pokemon related content and more. Once again, the team is still going to be Togedemaru, Gyarados, Alolan Muck, Tapu Fini, Talonflame, and Garchomp for any of you who haven't seen our previous episodes. And definitely go check out those previous ones if you want to see us play with this team. We had one of the most wild finishes to our last episode. Togedemaru was able to clutch out a victory for us due to its lightning rod ability, so shouts out to Togedemaru. Don't knock it off as a Pokemon in this format. I'm just going to hit that yes button and we are going to hop into more games. We are still pretty low on the ladder though. It is still the exact same day. I was not able to do a bunch of grind or anything, but I did win one battle off screen for you all, so we are a little bit higher than we were previously. Alright, so we get a 16-14 opponent. That's not bad at all. Geoluck from Massachusetts, I'm pretty sure. Alright, Geoluck is going to have Geoluke, not really sure, but they are going to have a team of Pheromosa, Lapras, Gigalith, Tapu Lele, Tapu Koko, and Arcanine. So this team's all over the place. Very interesting team. Pheromosa is really scary, as always. Kind of do like Lele and Tapu Fini and Togedemaru together. Kind of like that combination. If my opponent leads with any other faster Pokemon, I can nuzzle them down. If it is Tapu Koko, obviously I won't be able to go for its very powerful electric type moves. My opponent might lead Lele just because of that though, and that's why I'll bring Muck in the back just so that we can deal with Lele in a very solid manner, and that gives us a good matchup against the Tapu Koko as well. Then we can what's the last Pokemon we wanna? That's the one fault with this team. I bring these 3 to a lot of matchups. I bring these 3 to a lot, and then it's pretty much just deciding between the rest. And maybe these 3 need to synergize a little bit better so that I start bringing them 2 games a little bit more. But that's just me maybe nitpicking. But who do I like? Who do I like? Who do I like? I kinda like Garchomp. I do like Garchomp. But we don't have any immunities to ground. I'm just still going to bring Garchomp. I'll bring Garchomp. If Lapras is brought, that's not going to be the best, but I did want an option to maybe Oko Arcanine, because I do feel Arcanine will be brought. So we'll see what we do in this. We'll see what we are able to do in this one. I was mainly thinking of the fact that if Togedemaru is taken out, maybe we can play around, still play around. We can maybe still play around very powerful electric type moves coming our way. So this is actually a pretty solid lead for us. The only downside I see to this lead is the fact that we may be getting double targeted on our Togedemaru, and that doesn't intimidate, but it's really not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. As long as this isn't a Bloom Doom Arcanine like we saw in that last game, we should be fine. Yeah, I feel like Pheromosa is more likely to protect. Yeah, as Pheromosa does protect. I felt like it was more likely to protect than the Arcanine, so I decided I would fake out the Arcanine instead. Not allow it to bring down our Togedemaru to its sash, and not allow Arcanine to go for a Snarl too, because Arcanine probably definitely wanted to go for a Snarl so that it can not only lower the special attack on our Fini, but so that it can also break our Togedemaru's alright, I don't want to lose. I really don't want to lose Togedemaru here. But do we have a better option of what we can possibly do to avoid maybe losing it? Because Arcanine is likely going to Snarl or at least Flamethrower that slot. Arcanine is still in a tight spot though. Yeah, I feel like we, especially now that we have the +1 and special defense, we can now deal with we can deal with Tapu Koko if it was brought. So yeah, okay, my opponent goes for a U-turn. That's perfectly fine. That was probably a double target on that Togedemaru slot. That is perfectly fine. I went for a Nuzzle on that slot. Tapu Koko will likely come out. At least that's what I envision. It'll have to take a Muddy Water though, so we'll see how it takes that. Lapras though, okay, not bad. We will get a Muddy Water off on this Arcanine either way though, and we do get our Nuzzle off on Lapras, which isn't bad. Oh, I completely forgot that we were in our in our terrain, so no Nuzzles will be happening. So that was a bad play on my part. I had that happen to me a few times while practicing with this team, and now it just happened to me again, where I completely forgot that we can't get the Nuzzle paralyzation if we are in misty terrain. So that is a fault on my part. I am just going to go for a Zing Zap on the Lapras and go for a another Muddy Water. I hope it just misses Lapras and only connects with Arcanine. That'd be really ideal. We probably get Snarled here again, which is a little unfortunate, but not really much I can do about it right now. I just think it's best to still stay in with Togedemaru since there is a Lapras on the field, and Lapras usually, it may have Protect, but it usually doesn't. So yeah, we'll be able to get this Zing Zap off. That's decent damage to Lapras, nothing crazy. Flare Blitz onto Togedemaru, so we'll definitely be taking out Arcanine. So we'll get to see if my opponent goes back into Pheromosa or if they do have the Tapu Koko in the back or whatever. We'll see. Seems like they prioritize getting rid of it that turn, so they might have that Togedemaru. This Lapras likely, it sucks we just gave Lapras back some health, but it likely has what am I trying to say? Oh, likely has Freeze Dry, which is a little scary. We will take out Arcanine, which is really nice. Arcanine was going to be a pest, so that's really nice to be able to get rid of. And yes, it does have Freeze Dry. We are at +1 special defense though, so we don't take that like beautifully in the slightest, but we do take it relatively well. Okay. Alright, I would love to go into Garchomp, but as you all do know, we are not running Focus Sash or Assault Vest Garchomp, so in no way would we be able to live. Okay, and Lele ended up definitely being, Alola Muck definitely ended up being the correct choice, as my opponent went into their Lele. But yeah, you all know that we are not running a... Yeah, you all know that we are not running a Focus Sash or a Soul Vest Garchomp, so we wouldn't be able to live an Ice Beam from Pheromosa, so I thought if Pheromosa was brought in, Garchomp wasn't the best choice. Thankfully though, my opponent went straight into their Lele, and then they went for a Thunderbolt, interestingly enough. We'll get a Moonblast off on Lapras, and then we'll just go for a Poison Jab off on... can we get a special attack drop? Yes, that's exactly what I was looking for, and why I didn't go for another Calm Mind, especially if we were double targeted too. That should take out Lele. It does take out Lele. And okay, that was avoided. Oh, the fact that people are using Sheer Cold. Do not be these people. Do not play on straight luck. I guess it's only used when the opponent or whoever's using it knows they're kind of in a bad spot or in a tight spot and they need something to help them get back in the game. But I'm just really opposed to Alright, well what I'm fearing is Pheromosa protecting and maybe another Sheer Cold coming off on us, but yeah, and it did protect, so good play by my opponent. We have another Sheer Cold probably coming our way, unfortunately. That's pretty unfortunate, but we do, as long as we are able to dodge it again. Please dodge. Oh no. Oh, this is why I hate playing against this type of trash. Like, there's no skill involved in going for sheer cold. There's literally, there's actually absolutely no skill involved in clicking sheer cold. Well, now this game gets much scarier, as now if my opponent's running the Z move on, running the fight. No, they're not, because they protected. So, well, not the fact they protected, but I just have a strong hunch that they're running Sash on Pheromosa. Either way, though, we're going to protect our Garchomp because I don't want to take an Ice Beam, and we will just Poison Jab that Pheromosa. If they're running High Jump Kick in general, though, that might be able to maybe take out our Muck, so that's something we'll have to keep in mind. It is going to be the Z move Pheromosa, and that's likely targeted at our Alolan Muck. So if we lose Muck here, then that's definitely going to be game. So I think I definitely outplayed this opponent. They were able to just use a one-hit KO move that looks like it's going to bring the game back for them. Yeah. Yep, and Muck cannot live it. And Pheromosa's attack rose, so on top of it, likely having Ice Beam, its attack also rose even if it doesn't have Ice Beam. So we have two things we have to deal with now. All I can do is go for a Rock Slide and hope for the best. This game looks like we're going to lose just because a one-hit KO move actually landed. Yes, Pheromosa does have the Ice Beam, so yeah, my opponent made a good prediction on just targeting the Muck with their Z move, but once again, I do not think I lost to someone who outplayed me. I lost to someone who managed to get a one-hit KO with Sheer Cold, which requires no skill to actually hit and use. It just requires you to get lucky enough to hit a move that's extremely inaccurate, and that just literally takes a Pokemon away that my opponent was going to have so much trouble dealing with Finny. And lucky for them, RNG was on their side and gave them the Sheer Cold one-hit KO on our Finny. And as I double targeted the Pheromosa, I said that I definitely think that they'll protect and go for another Sheer Cold, because that really was their only play to make. So I probably should have prioritized taking out that Lapras a little bit more. But at the same time, Pheromosa was a huge threat, and I knew if only Lapras was left, we could have easily beat our opponent. Moving on, though, I don't want to stay or be really salty about that. That's Pokemon. There's really there's moves that literally are just all based on luck that can end up winning your opponent the game. You just have to dust it off and move on to the next one. So we do have James. I did not get to see his rating as I was a little too busy talking about that last game. However, though, James is going to have a team of Alolan Muck, Tapu Fini, that why do I always forget its name? Porygon 2, not Porygon 2 though, Alolan Ninetales, and Sandalore, that's the one whose name I almost forgot, and then the Crocodiles. So that's an interesting team my opponent got here. How do we want to go about taking it on? If Ninetales is led, I feel like there's a lot we can do to that Pokemon. Definitely can also outspeed the... Yeah, I like Talonflame Togedemaru as a lead because of a lot of reasons. We can Will-O-Wisp Muck if Tapu Fini is in lead. We can fake out the Ninetales, break its Sash. I just feel like there's a lot we can do with that lead. Then I will definitely bring my own Tapu Fini in the back because I think it has a really solid matchup here other than the Alolan Muck. And then do I want to bring my own Muck in this one? It looks like I do, but I do think I do already have a Pokemon that's not weak to EQ. Yeah, I'll bring my own Muck in this one. Just a little scared because of Crocodile, but I think we should be fine. Sorry, I was in my Twitter DMs trying to figure out a solid times to plan my to be able to plan my match with my opponent. So sorry about that. Me glancing over at my phone a few times. So I do feel like there's a chance my opponent might just protect their Ninetales, but they did not. Either way though, we're just going to fake out the Crocodile and go for a Tailwind. That is the play. My opponent goes for Aurora Veil. We will still be able to Will-O-Wisp this Crocodile if my opponent doesn't switch in something like Finny this following turn, and just go from there. We still will take a lot of damage from like a Rock Slide or an Earthquake. Take a lot of damage from both of those two, so we have some decisions to make. I am going to Will-O-Wisp and Encore the Ninetales just in case it stays in. We do hit the Will-O-Wisp thankfully, and whatever, if it's an EQ might still take out Togedemaru considering its fourth sign was weak. I don't think a Rock Slide will take out Talonflame even though it is 4 times weak to that also. Or we'll get this Encore off on Ninetales so that it does just have to stay and go for another Auroraville. And a Crunch actually comes off, not an EQ or a Rock Slide. Instead of Crunch, that's going to do no damage, but unfortunately the hell damage is starting to rack up on 2 Pokemon who just don't have that much bulk. So we will have to try to play around that. I want to save Talonflame for later. I don't want to continue to rack up hell damage on Talonflame, so I will switch out Talonflame into Finny, hopefully being able to take a Crunch or an EQ really well. I do hope it's not an EQ though, considering that Togedemaru really does not want to take that. It might be an EQ. My opponent does switch into Finny though, which is why I went for a Zingzap and not a Nuzzle. I wanted to make sure that I got solid damage off, and obviously Nuzzle would not have been able to. Alright, instead we have a Tectonic Rage. So that was probably targeted at Togedemaru, which is perfectly fine. My opponent doesn't even have any electric coverage, so Togedemaru did already what? It was already annoying enough in my opinion, so my opponent can pretty much waste their Z move. Really don't think that was worth the Z move. Yeah, that's fine. I'll let my opponent waste their Z move like that. So I'm already thinking of the late game, and I do think this game will come down to what my opponent's 4th Pokemon is. I do think we should be able to take on the rest of my opponent's team relatively well. We already have Crocodile Burn, so it's kind of nuked as a huge threat, even though it was able to take out Togedemaru, but it had to use its Z move to take out a Pokemon that is really frail and 4 times weak to Earthquake, so that's fine by me. I'll probably just go for a Calm Mind here and a Poison Jab with Muck. Calm Mind will allow us to take Freeze Dries from that Alolan Ninetales better, and if this is like a Specs Tapu Fini or something, it'll allow us to take their the attacks from their Fini a little bit better too, as well as boosting our special attack. So hopefully we can hopefully this goes well. I do think we are in the better position. I could have maybe predicted that my opponent might switch out their Crocodile for their Ninetales now though, just to get Ninetales on the field before things get a little hectic. But yeah, maybe I could have predicted that Ninetales coming down on the side. Yeah. Oh man, I call these predictions but just don't go for them. Still though, we'll be able to get a our Calm Mind off and still get a Poison Jab off on my opponent's Lele, as long as we don't get Muddy Watered. No, we're actually fast. This is extremely slow Finny. That's one slow Finny. Hydro Pump. And it's Specs. And it is Specs. Alright, so we're in a, well, not an interesting situation, but just to the point where I don't think another Muddy Water would take out the or a 1-1, not another Muddy Water. I haven't even went for it yet. I don't think a... Oh, I forgot we had Tailwind still up this entire time, and I was thinking we were so fast. Alright, that's probably why we outsped, though. Now that makes much more sense. Completely forgot about my Tailwind. I got to be a little bit more alert about those things like that. But, now the $1,000,000 question is it worth going for a Muddy Water? Well, I think maybe. Yeah, I think this is still the play. Hopefully we don't miss Muddy Water on either of the two. But I think the place to go for Muddy Water either way because of the fact that Ninetales is Sash. Yeah, Muddy Water was the play. Yeah, Ninetales is Sash, so I thought going for Muddy Water was the play just for the fact that if we didn't KO Tapu Fini, then I'd also just Poison Jab that slot, and then if we did, then I would then have the Poison Jab going off on Ninetales, and maybe we can take it out with a Muddy Water combined with, we do miss Ninetales though, so there's that. We should take out Crocodile though, so we should be bringing this Ninetales down to its Sash, even at -1, should still be able to do that. That's unfortunate though that we missed Ninetales. That would have been a really solid play if we didn't miss it. Well, we don't bring it anywhere near down to its Sash, but at least health stops. That was getting really annoying, really annoying. And Auroraville does stop. Okay, so that was probably why our poison. That's why the Poison Jab didn't do much to their team. Forgot about Auroraville too. So me forgetting about all these things going on. Oh god. We'll see what my opponent goes into. Like I said, that fourth member is going to be very interesting and pretty much determining how this game plays out. If it's Coco, that'd be the only scenario in which I would be really scared of their last Pokemon. They still decide against bringing it out at this point. As long as we're... Hopefully we can win the speed tie if it is a speed tie with this other Tapu Fini and get our Moonblast off before they're able to do anything. The match was just forfeited, so my opponent thought they weren't in a position to win that game, so not bad at all. Not bad. A little prematurely though. I guess they might have had a Pokemon that really... Was it? Did they already reveal their... Oh no, their last was that Lele that we knocked out, wasn't it? What was that the first game? I can't even remember things. I don't recall. You guys will recall though, so if I'm not sure their last Pokemon came out. Either way though, we won that game, so not bad at all. Thank you all for tuning in into today's episode of Climbing the Ladder. If you did enjoy yourself, definitely hit that like button to help support the channel, and let me know that it also lets me know that you are enjoying the content that I am providing for you guys. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for lots more VGC content, as well as other Pokemon content and more videos of gaming related. For now though, I'm gonna get the heck out of here, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I do really appreciate the support as we're still trying to branch out, get a little bigger here on YouTube. It's extremely competitive, as you know, but we're just trying to do our own thing and stick to what we know and not really try to get too caught up in being trying not to get too caught up in being really competitive with this whole YouTube thing. Just trying to do our own thing and have fun while doing it. I'll see you all in the next episode. For now though, guys, peace out. Have a good one.